Good morning, sir. My name is Fachrul Rozie, and my student's number is 186111033. In this video, I would like to deliver the answer for the question of number 1, which is what is second language acquisition? Second language acquisition refers both to the study of individuals and groups who are learning a language after they have learned their first language as young children, and to the process of learning that language. Second language acquisition is a scientific discipline devoted to study the process by which we acquire or pick up a second language, such as English language, or it can be any other language other than our first or mother language. When we want to try to understand the process of second language acquisition, we also try to answer following question. The first one is that how does the learner acquire this knowledge? A learner could acquire the language knowledge through listening or reading a second language materials. It could be from books, movies, music, video games, or any other materials. And by getting exposed to the environment that use a second language, learners could also eventually acquire the language knowledge. And the second question is that why some learners more or less successful than others. A learner studying in an English-speaking country might have more success due to the language that they acquire in their environment than a learner who is studying in a non-English speaking country. And a second language can be acquired at any time after a child has developed language skills. A second language is often called the target language, while the native language is known as L1 or first language. The second language can be introduced by speakers of the second language, and it can also be introduced to the learners in the school, in their curriculum, so that they can learn even further. And in second language acquisition, it is also discussed what is a second language, first language, and foreign language. For a second language, it can be defined as the official dominant language needed for education, employment, and other basic purposes to improve the capability of utilizing that language. Second language is often acquired by minority groups members or immigrants who speak another language for native speakers. For example, English language can be a second language for Indonesian students as they are trying and learning in an effort to be better at using that language. And of course, a second language itself can be any other language other than English language. And then there's a first language. First language is the language acquired in childhood. It normally begins before the age of 3, and it is learned as a part of growing up. First language is our mother language. It is the language that we have learned since we are a child. And then there is a foreign language. Foreign language is a language not commonly used in the learner's immediate social context. For example, an Indonesian speaker who is living in Philippines can say that Filipino is a foreign language to them, or a Russian speaker who is living in China can say that Chinese is a foreign language to them. A foreign language could be used in a traveling, studying, or in a communication situations in which the foreign language is used by the majority of the people on that place. And English language is called as an official dominant language, which is used in a field of education, profession, and a formal conversation. There are two contexts that could lead for English language becoming a dominant language. First context is that this could be happened if there are immigrants who have different first language and they are learning English language, so most people can understand the ideas and expressions that they are trying to convey. And the second context is that the country have a policy to use an English language in some field, such as in education or in a workplace. For example, in some schools in a country like Sweden, China and Colombia, English is mandatory in some grades on that school, but optional in others. And I think with that, I'm going to wrap up the question for number 1. So that is all for me. Thank you for listening and your kind attention, and have a nice day.